Picture this. It's July 2016. Brexit has just happened. The world is collectively losing its mind over Pokemon Go. And somewhere in London, a prince is scrolling through Instagram like any other millennial having a quarter-life crisis. But this scroll was about to change the course of the British monarchy forever. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up for the most bonkers love story of the 21st century. A tale so wild that if you pitched it to Hollywood, they'd laugh you out of the room for being too unrealistic. This is the story of how a divorced American actress and a ginger prince fell in love through Instagram stories and accidentally broke the internet in the process. Now, before we dive into this digital age Cinderella story, let me set the scene. Prince Harry, sixth in line to the throne, professional party animal, and Britain's most eligible bachelor, was having what we can only describe as the royal equivalent of a Tinder drought. The man was struggling, people. Picture it. You're a prince. You can't exactly swipe right on dating apps without causing an international incident, and every potential date either wants to sell their story to the tabloids or is already being vetted by MI5. Talk about dating in hard mode. Meanwhile, across the pond, Meghan Markle was living her best life as Rachel Zane on the legal drama Suits, running a lifestyle blog called The Tig. Yes, that was actually a thing, and basically being the human embodiment of millennial success. She was sophisticated, charitable, and had mastered the art of the perfectly curated Instagram feed. Little did she know her social media game was about to land her a literal prince. But here's where it gets absolutely mental. It was a perfectly ordinary evening when Harry was doing what we all do, mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, probably procrastinating on some royal duty or another. And then, boom, there it was, a video of his friend Violet von Westenholz. More on her in a moment, because this woman is the unsung hero of our story, goofing around with some gorgeous woman using those ridiculous Snapchat dog ear filters. Yes, you heard that right. The future Duchess of Sussex caught a prince's attention while wearing digital dog ears. If that's not the most 2016 thing ever, I don't know what is. Harry literally stopped mid-scroll. In his own words, he thought, this woman? And folks, that question mark was about to turn into an exclamation point that would echo around the world. Now let's talk about Violet von Westenholz, the woman who deserves a statue, a holiday, and probably a Netflix series of her own. This absolute legend is Harry's childhood friend, daughter of a baron, and just happened to work in PR for Ralph Lauren. She'd met Meghan through work events, and apparently Meghan had slotted into the London high society scene really easily. But here's the thing. Violet had been listening to Harry's dating woes for ages. The poor prince had been confiding in his friends about how impossible it was to find someone genuine. And when Harry messaged Violet asking about the mystery woman with the dog ears, the cosmic tumblers clicked into place. Violet immediately hit up Meghan with what might be the most casual, world-changing email in history. Between you and I thought you might want to know this, being newly single and all. I put our Snapchat on Instagram, and Prince Has follows me. He called me last night dying to meet you. Hey, I might just have to set you up. Prince Has. Can we just appreciate that this is how one refers to a member of the British royal family in a casual email? The sheer audacity, the informal brilliance. Now, Meghan's response to learning that a prince wanted to meet her? Pure gold. She had exactly one question for Violet. Is he nice? Not is he rich? Not is he famous? Not even is he actually single? Just, is he nice? And honestly, that tells you everything you need to know about why this story works. But wait, it gets better. Meghan asked to see Harry's private Instagram account because, in her words, that would be the best barometer for judging his character. Smart woman. And what did she find? Harry's secret Instagram was apparently full of nature vibes. Mountains, wildlife, charitable work. Basically the opposite of what you'd expect from a party prince. The man was out here being authentically himself on social media before it was cool, so they arranged to meet at Soho House's Dean Street townhouse in London. Very chic, very discreet, I'm definitely not meeting a prince for the first time. Meghan was in town for Wimbledon, because of course she was, and they set up drinks for 6 p.m. But then, plot twist, Harry was late. Our prince, who probably had people managing his schedule down to the minute, showed up late to possibly the most important date of his life. Meghan was not having it. She was sitting there, probably wondering if she'd been catfished by royalty. Harry later admitted he was panicking, freaking out, and sweating. Imagine being a prince and still getting first date nerves. It's almost human. But once they actually started talking, pure magic. Meghan later described Harry as just so fun and refreshingly fun. They were, in her words, childlike together. And Harry, the man, walked in, saw Meghan, and thought, I am really going to have to up my game here. The chemistry was apparently so intense that they immediately planned a second date. And get this, for the second date, Meghan was the one who was late. It's like the universe was testing them or something. But here's where the story goes from cute to absolutely insane. After just 2 dates, Harry invited Meghan to go camping with him in Botswana. Not a weekend in the Cotswolds, not a nice dinner in Paris, camping in Africa. And Meghan said yes. She literally got on a plane to go camping in the wilderness with a man she'd known for approximately 5 minutes of accumulated time. Talk about living your best life. Harry later said, we camped out with each other under the stars. Then we were really by ourselves, which was crucial to me to make sure that we had a chance to get to know each other. Because nothing says getting to know someone like being stranded together in the African bush. For 5 blissful months, they kept their relationship completely under wraps. 5 months, in 2016, when everything goes viral in 5 minutes. They were texting constantly. We've seen some of their messages, and they're adorably normal. Harry asking, what you doing tomorrow night? Like any smitten guy, Meghan suggesting drinks at 6, like any woman trying not to seem too eager. They managed to keep it secret despite Harry making secret trips to Toronto, where Meghan was filming Suits. The man was probably racking up more air miles than a flight attendant, all for love. But in October 2016, the story broke, and the world collectively lost its mind. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know everything about Meghan Markle. Her Instagram followers exploded. Her Wikipedia page was refreshed more than the weather, and the phrase Prince Harry's girlfriend became the most searched term on Google. And here's where Harry showed just how serious he was. When the media started getting nasty, and they did get really nasty, Harry did something unprecedented. He released an official statement, basically telling the entire British press to back off his girlfriend. A prince defending his American actress girlfriend against the British media? The audacity, the romance, the absolute chaos. Fast forward to November 2017, and they announced their engagement. The proposal? Harry popped the question during a quiet night at home, while Meghan was roasting a chicken. A chicken! The most normal domestic thing imaginable. It's like the universe was determined to prove that even princes and actresses are just regular people who get engaged over Sunday dinner prep. Now let's address the elephant in the room. This relationship was controversial from day one. An American divorcee marrying into the British royal family? The parallels to Wallis Simpson and Edward VIII were impossible to ignore. The difference? This time nobody abdicated. This time love won. And the criticism? Oh, there was plenty. Too American, too Hollywood, too outspoken, too modern. But here's the thing. Maybe that's exactly what the royal family needed. A breath of fresh air, a dose of authenticity, someone who wasn't afraid to speak her mind and use her platform for good. So there you have it, the most modern fairy tale ever told. A story that started with Instagram dog ears and ended with a royal wedding watched by 1.9 billion people worldwide. A love story that proved that sometimes the best matchmaker is a good friend with excellent instincts and the willingness to send a slightly cheeky email. It's a reminder that in our digital age, love can literally slide into your DMs, even if those DMs belong to a prince. It's proof that the best relationships start with the simple question, is he nice? And it's evidence that sometimes the most unlikely combinations create the most extraordinary results. From a Snapchat filter to a royal wedding, from Toronto film sets to African camping trips, from secret Instagram accounts to global headlines, Meghan and Harry's love story is the ultimate proof that truth really is stranger than fiction. And somewhere in London, Violet von Westenholz is probably still getting thank you cards. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just a story about how two famous people met. It's a story about how love finds a way, how authenticity wins over artifice, and how sometimes the most life-changing moments start with the most ordinary actions, like scrolling through Instagram on a quiet Tuesday evening. Who knows? Your next scroll might just change your life too.